Welcome back, Cloudcats. In this video, we're going to introduce ourselves to class libraries in preparation for replacing this in-memory repository implementation with a real database. First, we're going to start with SQLite, and then we'll upgrade to SQL Server. I just want to show you the SQLite because sometimes it's nice to just be able to prototype with persistent changes. SQLite allows us to, experiment a lot before we connect to SQL Server locally through, I think it's called SQL Server Express or Docker, or eventually through Azure and such. So let's minimize that. Oh, we can keep it up. Okay, so let's close this. We're going to need to do, we're going to right click on the solution here. We're going to add, we say new project. And here we have to, let's see, when in doubt, all project types, and then up here we'll type class. There we go. So we have this one. And this one, I'm going to call it, in a way, I'll call it excuses dot persistence dot in memory, because later I will have a different name for the using SQL server and such. And dotted 8. Now I get this weird. You get this is alphabetically, and I don't like that. This one, I want the application to be up and the library to go bottom. So what I can do, I can right click here on solution. We can add something called a solution folder. And this one I'll call application. Now this doesn't exist locally on the file system. It's just logical. It does this by updating the solution file. I'm not sure Visual Studio opens this one. I think I can, but we can open first folder in File Explorer, and we can see that there's nothing here. There's no folder called applications. It updates the solution file to keep track of that. And I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to call it libraries. And then we already have this alphabetically sort applications and then libraries. And I'll move my API to applications. I'll move my libraries to libraries. And then we have that. And for the libraries, I think I will add another one because I'm going to be sharing. Okay, remove this one first. We're going to be sharing the models between this one and the entity framework coordinator, and I'm going to be sharing the interface of the excuse repository. So I'm going to add another class library, new project. Okay, just select it there. And this one I will call excuses dot persistence shared dot shared. Good name. We can also remove this class one. Okay, so in shared, as I said, we'll have our models. So add the models folder. I think I can see if I can copy this and be lazy. Control C, Control V. Perfect. Then I just think I need to update the namespaces, right? We'll see if it shows us to us. Change namespace to match folder structure. Perfect. And we can do the same here. There we go. Then we can remove those models by pressing delete. Yes. Now we also had the repositories, so I'll be lazy and copy this as well. Wait, Control C. Or for you, I just right click and then copy. And then you saw paste, it's also Control V there. Shared. And then here, I don't need the in-memory because this is the shared one, so I'm going to remove that. But here, I'm going to need to change the namespaces as well. Quick actions, change namespace. And it automatically removes an import. And here I can show potential fixes, and we import our models. And that's working great. Control S, close. Anything else? Just close everything so it's easier to read. And then we can open it slowly. Models good, DTR good, repository good. Great. Close, close, close. Then we can remove this repository, this interface. Now this I want to move to our in-memory class library. So Control V. And now we don't have access to these models. So what I have to do is I have to right click on in-memory. And I think project reference. And I need a reference to the shared one for the persistence shared. And then OK. And then I can right click here, quick access refactoring, and import that. I can remove this old one. I need to update this namespace as well. And here we need to import this as well. There we go. No errors, right? Everything good. Yes, and the namespace has been updated. Great. So we can see the hierarchy. In memory has a reference to shared. Now, I'll save this as well. Now, if we go to program.cs here, we'll see that we have an error. We don't have access to that. So now this application will need a project reference to in-memory. We don't need to add shared, just in-memory, because in-memory already has a reference to shared. So we get it by automatically. So if I add here project reference, don't need to select shared, as I said, just the in-memory. We get both. And okay, I can save this. Great. And then here, right click, quick actions. No, what's going on here? Quick actions, there. Import that. And then here, well, we're not getting that. Well, we're not getting this one. Did we forget to update the namespace? Nope, it's all good. And we had access to shared. We had the correct. Yeah, in memory. Ah, weird. So here you can see in the CS project file, when you open this, it opens this CS project file. Should we open in folder? It's this CZ project. Here we see the NuGet packages that are added and the project references. Sometimes one has to check both. Let's go back here. Let's see. Why didn't this one show potential fixes? Oh well, when in doubt, using excuses, persistence, in-memory repositories. And why? What we get? Oh, right. We forgot about our data store. What am I missing here? Show potential fixes. Maybe because we should probably import this one, right? What's going on? Let's see. We have our in-memory and our shared. Right. I think it's this one. Right. So we didn't remove this one. Let's move that. It didn't know which one I was selecting, and we have to remove this one. So I got confused. And that's how we find that kind of error. Now, the last thing we need to update is the endpoints, because those two are not correct anymore. And here, import those, and we can remove that. There we go. And then we have to import this as well. Let's see. Yeah, I think we got everything. Yeah, let's run it. I guess we can start by building first. Control B. See if we find any errors. Nope. Run. We'll open the request file. And we can, once this is running, is it running? No. Oh, was already running. No. Okay, yeah. Everything works. Not found, right? Created. There we have it. Good. We know that it works. And wait, let's close this. Go back to programs. So let's see what happened here. This API got smaller. We have an in-memory repository, and then we're not going to work on the SQLite yet, but we'll create a new library later for entity framework to use SQLite. But as we see, it's a little more organized, and this is often how we work. Now, an API doesn't need to be this complicated. It's not always necessary to over-engineer, but sometimes it's nice. Code becomes more testable. And if we make any changes in the future, as we will see in the next video when we add SQLite, we're not going to have to change a lot. For example, we won't need to change this. And here we will have just a small change where we replace this with something else. But everything else sticks the same. And then we, in our class library, can work on the implementation for the repository for that one. So until next time.